What's going on, guys? It's your boy MFunk here, and today I'm coming up with your 6 tips that are easily going to get you to diamond. And if you keep going with them, even beyond, it'll just keep pushing you. And it's the tips that I've used to go from all the way in prospect back in the day and just get all the way to where I am now, which is Diamond 3 pushing champ. I'm actually pushing champ, like I'm very close to champ. I'm Diamond 3 Diamond 3 Div 3. Super close. Come check out the stream. Link will be in the below. MFunk1. It goes off there. So anyway, the first tip I'm going to come at you with today is the most important one, easily. And if you ignore everything else, make sure you just follow this one. And it's going to be improving your consistency. It's vital. It's what separates. Honestly, it's what separates bronze from grand champ. It's the single biggest thing, is hitting the ball every time, hitting it cleanly, hitting it where you want to go, hitting it with power. If you can have one thing down pat, it's the consistency of hitting the ball cleanly where you want it to go. And it's going to do more than just the obvious. It's going to do more than just you're not going to miss the ball. It's give away those free goals and stuff like that. It's more than that. It's what it does to the enemy team is it makes them kind of give you space, because they know that at any moment you can boom the ball to their net. So they have to kind of give you a little bit more respect. They have to, position themselves a lot better, and that gives you room to dribble, let your teammate get in position, kind of set up your offense that way. And it's vital that you have that space, especially as you go up the ranks towards diamond. The other thing it's going to do is, as far as your teammate's concerned, it's going to fill them with confidence that you know what you're doing, and then they'll be less likely to double commit, steal your ball, all that stuff that's going to give away free goals and hinder your progress. Because I've always said that whenever I get into a game, the number one thing I want to see my teammate doing is just running around, hitting the ball super cleanly, super far. Like a beautiful boomer at the start of the game fills me with way more confidence than any aerial tricks or anything like that. Because to me, it's just when you can trust that person, it's so important that that you can be like, okay, at any point this person can clear the ball, this person's not going to miss, I can trust this person. The second tip is super actionable. It's watch your replays, because your replays are going to show you what you do wrong. That's coming up in the tip number 4, but it's going to show you what you do wrong. It's going to show you where you're strong, where you're weak, and that's super important, because if you're trying to get better, you need to be looking at it depends sometimes whether you want to get better or whether you want to gain rank, and obviously they go hand in hand a lot of the time. But if you're just purely looking to get to diamond the quickest, easiest way, you want to be looking at your replays and seeing where you're the strongest and emphasizing that. So if your dribbling offense is not getting you anywhere and your aerials are the only thing that's really doing anything for you, then you should be emphasizing that. You should be setting yourself up for aerials more often. If you're just quicker to the ball than everyone else, you want to be booming it around as much as possible, hitting it cleaner than everyone else. And if you're consistent on top of that, then you're going to come on really, really quickly. But the other thing is, if you really want to get better at the game, is that seeing what you do wrong is going to be infinitely more important in analyzing your losses than seeing what you do right. So, like for example, if like for me on stream, I noticed through watching my replays that I was missing I was waiting too long for the ball to come off the wall to hit it, and the opposition was coming through and just taking the ball, getting easy goals that way. So then after noticing that, I went straight through and I started, every time I was in free play, every time I was, in the game even, I would just be making sure that I'm getting to that ball on the wall as quickly as possible and hitting it as cleanly as possible. And there were even moments where it wasn't optimal to do that because I had space, but I still did it because that's what I was trying to improve. That's how I was getting better, because improving on the things that you notice is the only way that you're going to be able to really get better long term. And the only way to do that is to watch your replays, because anecdotally you might be in your games thinking, okay, I'm doing I save best when I'm coming across the goal, but then you watch your replays and you're actually doing better coming out of the goal. There'll be things like that happen over and over, and it turns out you actually need to improve coming across, and you wouldn't have known that if you didn't check your replays. So I think whenever you're kind of win lose, or you're on a bit of a loss streak, just watch your replays, see what you're doing wrong. Usually it's things that can be pretty easily fixed as long as you got your fundamentals down and you're consistent. You follow tips 1. The third one is that you want to be playing switched on. You want to be very cognate. You want to be, you know, thinking, okay, and this is like streaming has helped me a whole bunch with this, but you can even do it yourself if you just speak out loud to yourself, or you just, you know, you're making sure you constantly think like, okay, you know, like think out loud in your head, like this is what they're gonna do, this is how I'm in a position to deal with it, this is what could go wrong, this is what could go right, this is what I want to happen, this is what my teammate's gonna do, you know, just so that you're predicting, because you're gonna be at your best when you're predicting what they're gonna do, because you'll be a step ahead of them. Because this game is super easy to just turn your brain off and, you know, and just grind away, because, you know, it's soccer with cars. It's not, you know, a super intellectually difficult game, but you'll be a step ahead and you'll be climbing way quicker if you're switched on mentally. And I think if you're not switched on mentally, you should probably take a break, especially if you're losing heaps. The fourth tip is, leading on from the second tip, is that you want to improve on your specific weaknesses, like super specific. Like I said, for me it was, you know, getting to the ball quicker off the wall, when it bounces into the wall or whatever. But for for you it might be clearing on the backboard, it might be, you know, booming it from your half, it might be, you know, all these things, and you just want to pick one at a time and just get them down, add them to your repertoire. And the more that you can do that, the more that you'll notice it in your game super quickly. Rocket League is a game where when you improve something, you'll notice it really quickly. The results are like almost instantaneous if you're focusing on something really hard and just drilling it into your brain. And that's absolutely crucial to, you know, to long-term getting better and better and better. The fifth tip is the most actionable tip on the whole list, and, you know, it's something you can go straight away and do, and that's just to play way more ones. And you know, I know it's not super fun, like, you know, you're on there on your own, you haven't got anyone to talk to. If you make a mistake, there's instantly a goal scored against you. You know, for some of us that, you know, prefer to play more aerially than ground game, like myself, it sucks because, you know, you're not getting setups, you're not allowed to do as much risky aerial stuff because you don't have anyone to save you there. But that's part of it, you know. It's going to improve your consistency because you don't have anyone there to save you. So it ties in with tip 1, but also just it's going to help in so many ways, especially like your goalkeeping is going to get much better, challenges are going to get much better, your shadow defense, timing, all these things are going to be improved way more through 1s than they ever will through 2s or 3s. And just anecdotally for me, like, every time that I've gotten way better at the game really quickly, it's been off the back of just grinding 1s and ranking up in 1s, because it's the consistency and it's all these fundamentals that really get like honed in through getting good at 1s. And the very last tip for today is number 6. It's going to be really ride your win streaks. Like, you know, you're gonna want to ride on them till they're dried in the Sahara Desert. You're gonna want to really just pound them. Just, if you're winning, you know, we all have those days where you've got a terrible teammate, irrelevant, you know, you just put them on your back. You know, broken shoulder doesn't matter, you're carrying them, you're putting them all the way to victory. And then, you know, 2 games later, you can't hit the ball to save your life, but what do you know, you've got, you know, someone better than Jesus on your team who's just, you know, hugging you real tight, putting you on their back, fireman carry style, and just, you know, giving you that sweet elo. And when you have those days, it's really important, if you want to rank up quickly, to just ride them, to keep going. Even if you lose like 1 game, it doesn't matter, just keep going, because it's only when you lose like 2 or 3 in a row that you can be like, okay, it's probably over. And at that point, like, if you've lost 2 or 3 in a row and you're not feeling it anymore, then you should probably go. But if you've won 10 games in a row and you know, you've gone from plat 2 to plat 3 and you're stoked, you're like, yes, okay, I've gone up, you know, I should, you know, probably call it a day, I want to go do something else. If you have something else to do, obviously it's a different story, but if you're just going to sit there and watch YouTube, then you can't complain about not gaining rank, because you're not taking advantage of this state that you're in where you're winning. You know, whether it's luck or just you're playing really well, you should be riding it as much as you can. You should be really, you know, because it's going to be the quickest way to rank up, is to just take advantage of those. I think that applies to pretty much every game. You know, no matter what you're playing, if it's ranked, you want to ride your win streaks. And especially in Rocket League, because this game's such a really mechanical game that, you know, if you're feeling good and running around and you're hitting stuff that hitting shots that you don't usually hit, and all that stuff, then you want to use that as much as you can. So that about wraps it up for the tips, guys. Basically, like, these tips are not like a magic potion. Like, it's not, it may not be instantaneous, but if you follow them, stick to them, and really, play some games, then you're pretty much guaranteed to go up in rank. Like, it's hard not to, especially just to Diamond. Like, this is Diamond 3 gameplay that you're watching in the background here, and it's like, we threw a 2-0 lead. I've just thrown the game. It's not like crazy gameplay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, yes, it's higher than, like, the average player, but it's not crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's doable, and I think anyone can get there as long as they're following the tips that I've outlined there before. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. Welcome to the channel. Make sure to check out the links in the description for my Twitter, my Twitch. Again, Twitch goes off. Everyone, we have a great time there. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.